Part one just now, we were focusing on how to unhook negative thoughts. So that was part one. In part two now, we are going to do something a little bit different, but still related to thoughts. Instead of unhooking negative thoughts, you will learn how to cultivate positive thoughts. And more specifically is the grateful thoughts. And we have one main exercise based on that, and that is called the Google What Went Well Yahoo exercise. Later you'll find out what this Google What Went Well Yahoo is all about. Okay, when we pay attention to life with a grateful heart, we generate happiness. So this is the wisdom statement. Okay, when we pay attention to life with a grateful heart, we generate happiness. Grateful heart means learning to pay attention to the things in life which are good, paying attention to the things in life which are happy, which are pleasant, instead of fault-finding mind. A grateful heart is paying attention to the good things, the well things in life, instead of fault-finding. Unfortunately, many of us have this fault-finding mind. So we always complain, we always criticize, we always condemn. Opposite of that is grateful heart. A grateful heart, we learn to pay attention. Mindfulness is about paying attention. Okay, not just pay attention, paying wise attention. Wisdom, paying wise attention. Paying wise attention means pay attention to the happy things, the good things, the things we are grateful for, the things we are contented with, the little small things that we take for granted. That is paying attention with wisdom. There's a very interesting study in positive psychology on Olympic medalists, and this study is relevant to what we are discussing about grateful thinking, about paying attention with wisdom. Yeah, as you all know, in Olympic Games, there are 3 medals, and of course, related to that, 3 medalists. We have the gold medalist, silver medalist, and the bronze medalist. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Yeah. Okay. So in this study by the positive psychologists are psychologists who study about happiness, about well-being, about happiness. They wanted to find out which medalist is the most happy medalist, and which medalist is the second happiest medalist. Yeah. Before I review to you the result of the study, I would like to invite you to guess the answer. Which one is the most happy medalist, and which one is the second most happy? Ken? Got your answer? Okay. Show you the result. Of course, the gold medalist is the happiest. I mean, it's number 1, the champion, of course. So, of course, in the study, they found out that the gold medalist is actually the happiest. And that's not surprising. Number 1, champion, of course, the happiest. But for their second research question, which one is the second happiest? The result was a bit surprising. They found out actually the bronze medalists were the second happiest instead of the silver medalists. It's quite surprising, because in terms of hierarchy, in terms of position, silver is number 2, bronze is number 3. But the one second happiest turned out to be the bronze medalist. In other words, they think differently. The way they pay attention, the mindset is different. Okay? In what way they are different? Okay. For the silver medalists, so generally the silver medalists tend to think in this way. The silver medalists will say, too bad, too bad, I should have won a gold. Bad luck, I should have won gold. Yeah, so this is the silver medalist mentality, silver medalist way of thinking and paying attention. Okay, whereas for bronze medalists, the bronze medalists are generally they think in this way. Their pattern of thinking is more towards the grateful way of thinking. Bronze medalists think, I'm grateful that I won something. Okay, lucky, if number 4, no medal at all. So I'm number 3, at least I got a medal. Yahoo! Wow, that's wonderful. So generally, bronze medalists think in this way. So now you can see that's why overall the bronze medalists are the second happiest compared to the silver medalists. So it is a very important piece of research again to remind us the way we think, the way we pay attention, our mindset, our attitude, they all determine whether we are happy or not happy. Not the actual situation, not the actual medal, not the external circumstances. It's more of our mindset, the way we pay attention, the way we pay attention. There's this beautiful saying from a Vietnamese Zen master, Thich Nhat Hanh. Okay? Thich Nhat Hanh says, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see. Very, very nice. So if you look around now, actually, there are many things that can give us joy, give us happiness. Yeah, happiness is found here and now. With us now, we can just look around. Okay, according to Thich Nhat Hanh, and it's true, verified by personal experience, happiness is everywhere, here and now. Only if we are attentive to it. Only if we are attentive to it. Okay? In other words, only if we are mindful, only if we know how to pay attention. If we know how to pay attention, if we know how to pay attention with gratitude, then we'll see. Okay? If we pay attention with a fault-finding mind, which is the opposite of gratitude, then we won't be able to see it. So the key point, the key message is, if we are attentive, if we know how to pay attention, pay wise attention, pay grateful attention, happiness is here and now, everywhere. As I said, unfortunately, somehow our brain likes to focus on negative things. Our brain doesn't like to focus on positive things. Our brain likes to focus on negative things. In fact, this is supported by research. In psychology, there's a term called negativity bias. Negativity bias. Okay, basically it means that there is a natural tendency of our brain, of our mind, to focus on negative things. Okay, if I will ask you to recall, let's say I ask you to recall, try to remember something positive, something happy that happened recently, most of us will find it very difficult to do that. To recall happy moments is very difficult. But if I were to ask you to recall something unhappy, something terrible, something horrible, most of us on average will find it very easy to remember. That is called negative bias. Tendency of the brain to remember unhappy things, tendency of the brain to focus on negative things. Usually when I talk about this, I like to use this the Velcro and the Teflon similes, Velcro and Teflon. Okay. Those of you who are not familiar with Velcro, this is Velcro. This is Velcro, very sticky. Okay. So similarly, our negative memories are very sticky. So in the research on negativity bias, they found that all the horrible memories, negative memories are very sticky, like Velcro. Whereas for positive memories, good memories, happy things is non-stick, like a Teflon pan. So this is a Teflon pan. There's a substance here which are non-stick. Teflon pan, non-stick. Okay, so non-stick. So it is like our good memories. So our good memories are very difficult to stick. We have to put in a lot of effort. If we want to recall happy things, happy moments, usually we have to put in a lot of effort. Okay, so that is a summary on the research on the negative bias. Okay, and because of this negativity bias, that's why of this negativity bias, we need to put in effort. We need to put in effort to pay attention to the positive things in life. I hope you are following me. So we know whatever we pay attention to will determine how we feel. We know happiness is everywhere if we know how to pay attention. But the problem is our brain tend to pay attention to the negative things. But it's okay if we are mindful. If we're mindful, then when we join MINDFULGym program, we can train our mind. The good thing is the mind can be retrained. So negativity bias is not something which is fixed, which cannot change. Negativity bias can be reprogrammed or rechanged. We can train our brain, our mind to pay attention to positive things. Okay. So afterwards, the exercise we're going to learn, Google what went well Yahoo. That exercise is an exercise that I created to help us, to remind us to pay attention to all the positive things in life. A nice story to share with you is a story about two types of chicken farmers. Okay, so in this story, according to this story, there are two types of chicken farmers. Okay, one type of chicken farmers is the chicken farmer who collect eggs. So this chicken farmer will go to the chicken farm and collect eggs. Collect eggs. Okay. Whereas the other chicken farmer, so this is a wise chicken farmer. A wise chicken farmer collect eggs. Whereas the other chicken farmer is a foolish chicken farmer. Why foolish? Because this chicken farmer goes into the chicken farm and collect chicken shit. So something for us to ponder. Are you a chicken farmer who collect eggs, or are you a chicken farmer who collect shit? Of course, from the mindfulness training point of view, all of us should try to be the first type of chicken farmer, a wise chicken farmer. We learn to collect chicken eggs, not chicken shit. Okay, collecting chicken egg basically means learning to recollect good memories, learning to pay attention to all the good things, the happy things, the things that we are grateful to. Okay, so the exercise I mentioned just now. So this is the main exercise in the part two of our lesson today. So this exercise is called gratitude workout. Google what went well Yahoo. Google what went well Yahoo. Okay, so let me explain to you how we apply this exercise. Yeah. Okay. So in this exercise, in the actual MINDFULGym program, the in-person MINDFULGym program, usually we have all the participants to sit in a circle. So we're sitting in a circle. Okay, let's say 5 participants in a circle. Okay, then in the circle, we'll ask, let's say it's my turn. Let's say in the exercise, it's my turn to practice the exercise. Okay, so I will need to Google. The Google here means search, but it's not a physical search. It's not the Google search engine to search for information. The Google here means a mental search. So in this game, this exercise, I need to search in my memory. I need to Google. I need to search in my memory for something good, something happy, something that went well. So WWW stands for what went well. What went well can be the blessing in life, can be something we are grateful to, something we are contented with, something that went according to our plan, all the good things instead of the faults in life. So I need to recall, either recall something that happened in the past, or I can pay attention to here and now, pay attention to everything around me, recall something good, and then I will share with other participants. Okay, I will share with the participant. Okay, for example, if you are actually having the game, we'll say, oh, I'm very happy, at least my laptop is working, the internet connection is good enough, I'm able to deliver this program, I can connect to more than 50 participants. So I'm happy that everything is good enough. I can still deliver the MINDFULGym program through Zoom. So I will share with the participant, then I will say Yahoo. Yahoo here means to rejoice. Yahoo, rejoice. So that's the basic principle of the exercise. So we have one person, another person to share many rounds. So that's how we train the mind to pay attention to the good things around us. Since we are not having the actual group training here, there are actually alternative ways to practice this. Same principle, focusing on the good things in life, focusing on the what went well. Okay, one of the ways is by using the gratitude pebbles. Gratitude pebbles. Yeah. So what I practice is, for this exercise, I find a container, okay, and I have these pebbles. So I have the pebbles. Okay. So when I practice exercise, I will Google, I will mentally, I will pick up one pebble, then I will mentally Google. So I look around, for example, now I'm practicing here and now. So as I'm in my room, I look around. I try to pay attention to something that is well. For example, I said, my laptop is working. Okay, so one stone I put into the container. Yay, my laptop is working. Okay, one more. Okay, put inside. My fan and aircon are working. Okay, Yahoo. Okay, one more is, I managed to bring my mom for her COVID vaccination. Yahoo. Okay. So again, I try to Google. So each pebble represents something that went well or something is well in the present moment. Yeah. So it can be something which is well, something which is here and now, or something that has passed, something which has happened recently. But the most importantly, it has to be something which is well, something which is pleasant, something which is we are grateful to. So it can be anything. Computer is well, the fan is working, managed to bring my mom for COVID vaccination, have a good break over the weekend. This morning managed to do some meditation. So you can one by one Google and Google and Google and Google, and then rejoice. Think over it again and again. Okay. Very good exercise for those with insomnia. So those of you who cannot sleep. So maybe you can put this on your bedside. So each night before you sleep, so you hold the pebbles. As you hold the pebbles, we try to recall on all the things that went well from the morning until now, when you're about to sleep. So that helps to program the mind. So the mind is in a wholesome state, in a positive state, in a grateful state. So it's one way of doing it with the help of gratitude pebbles. Okay. So this practice is more solo. So you're doing on your own. If you want the practice to be more fun, maybe you can do it with your family members. With your family members, So when we do with your family members, so you sit in the circle, each person Google one thing that went well and then share. So that is practicing in the group. You can also keep a gratitude diary instead of using the Pebbles. You can do it in the form of writing. So it's a usual diary, but except that in this diary we are writing on the good things, the things that went well. So whether you want to use the Pebbles or you want to use the diary writing is all up to you. It's all up to you. But for me, I started off by writing. Initially, when I started the practice, I started writing. But these days, I rarely write anymore. I rarely write. Actually, I will just mentally Google. If we don't like the gratitude diary method, we can also apply the mindful photography that we learned last week. Use mindful photography to capture all the what went well moments, capture all the grateful moments, capture all the good moments. Okay, so you can do that as well. Of course, you can keep all the pictures into a folder. Of course, you can share with other people as well. You notice that when we take photograph, or at least the photograph that we hang in our living room, we only hang the photograph with positive memories. So this Google what went well exercise is in the same spirit. We only pay attention to the good things in our life, and there are a lot. They are all here and now with us now, here and now. But we need to relax the body, calm the mind, see things with a beginner's mind, appreciate things. Then only we can see it. Then only we can pay attention to the happy things in our life here and now. Okay. Another way of practicing grateful thinking is by using the gratitude cards. Gratitude cards. Okay. So you can see the MINDFULGym participants, the in-person MINDFULGym participant. So usually we'll sit in the circle. Unfortunately, a bit difficult to do this in the Zoom setting. So we'll sit in the circle and we play with these gratitude cards. Okay, how do we play with these gratitude cards? I will show you how we do that. So you see they're holding the cards. Let me show you the content of the cards. Okay. So we'll sit in a circle and then someone will randomly draw a card. So these cards are designed by MINDFULGym. Okay, and different cards will have different writings. Okay, for example, this card says, "Be grateful for something new and useful that you have learned recently." So let's say you pick this card. So you got to Google. And search in your memory and pay attention to something new and useful that you learned recently. And then you share with your friends, the other participants, and you rejoice by saying Yahoo. So different cards have different writings, but they all have the flavor of gratitude. They all have the flavor of pay attention to wellness in life. So I just quickly bring you through the 7 cards. Second card, be grateful that somebody has given you a compliment or say thank you to you. So when you have this card, you need to pay attention, you need to recall, you need to Google who complimented you. People who have scolded you, that one no need to pay attention. That one forget about it. Only pay attention to people who appreciate you, people who compliment you, people who say thank you to you. Next one, be grateful that you have a valuable skill or talent. So instead of finding fault with yourself, instead of thinking that I'm no good, I'm useless, so this card helps us to reprogram our mind, reprogram us to pay attention to our skill, our talent. Next one, be grateful that you have helped someone or someone is willing to help you. So you got to Google who is willing to help you. Who have you been helping recently? Next one, be grateful that you can see, hear, taste, smell, or feel something pleasant. Well, I feel very comfortable now. I'm under the fan. I have an aircon here. I feel relaxed. I feel comfortable. I feel cool. I can speak comfortably. So I'm grateful for that. Next one, be grateful that there is someone who cares for you, who can care for you. Okay. Next one, be grateful that you now don't have to experience or do something that you dislike. You dislike something in the past, but now you no longer need to experience that. Now you're comfortable. Yeah. So different cards have different writing. Yeah. So there's another way of practicing the WWW-Yahoo. So it can be in the form of cards, in the form of mindful photography, in the form of pebbles, in the form of diary. There are many ways to practice. But the basic principle is training the mind to pay attention to the positive things in life, to things which are well, pay attention to the happiness which is found here and now. Yeah. Okay, with that, I will end my presentation. I think we'll have the Q&A session first before I explain to you the home practice for this coming week. Okay.
Dr. Pang, there is a question in our chat box. Okay. My son, 11 years old, was very upset and heavy anxiety in this pandemic. He was having headaches and stomach aches during MCO last year. Our family doctor said that this was the psychological pain. All his uncomfortable feelings goes off slowly when everything goes back to normal routine. But unfortunately, he was having the same in this MCO 3. Dr. Pang, can you please advise how I can help him? Thank you.
Very good. Since you are joining the MINDFULGym program, you can share with your son all the exercises that I've taught you. Mindful body stretching, mindful breathing, butterfly heart, kindful hand, EFT tapping. You can share all these exercises with your son. These exercises are quite simple. If it's not working, maybe you want to consider seeking professional help.
Okay, the question is, Dr. Pang, what if the present moment is extremely unpleasant? How to practice gratitude workout? Thank you.
Very good question. Thank you for asking this. Okay, and this is the answer. When the present moment is pleasant, you practice gratitude. When the present moment is unpleasant, we practice kindness. Got it? I repeat one more time and then I elaborate. When the present moment is pleasant, nice, positive, happy, then we practice gratitude workout. Google WWW-Yahoo. When the present moment is unpleasant, we practice more of kindness. So present moment pleasant, we practice gratitude workout. Present moment is unpleasant, we practice more of kindness. Okay, let me explain. Okay, so if your life is going on smooth, well, then of course gratitude workout, like what I was sharing just now. So we Google on all the happy thing, the good thing, we share with others, we multiply the joy, we multiply the happiness. But sometimes the present moment is unpleasant. Right now, we are facing the COVID pandemic. So very often the present moment is unpleasant. It's not nice. It's unpleasant. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of suffering. Okay. Then we apply more of kindness. Kindness means we do mindful breathing, we do mindful body stretching, we do the EFT tapping, we do butterfly heart, we do kindful hand. All those things that we learn in MINDFULGym part 1. Yeah, so to suit ourselves, to be kind to ourselves, so that the present moment, which is unpleasant, becomes more acceptable. So I hope you see that whatever we are doing now in MindFulGym Part 2, they are connected with the things that we taught you in MindFulGym Part 1. They are related. And it also takes some time. Many of you might be joining this for the first time. It will take some time before we are skillful, before we have the wisdom to decide in what situation we practice these two, in what situation we practice that two, in what situation we combine these two and that two. It will take some time, and it's okay. We welcome you to come back to us to join the MindFulGym program for revision and to sharpen your practice and sharpen your understanding and wisdom. Yeah. Next.
Thanks, Dr. Pham. There is one question here. My boy has mental blocks whenever there is exam. Renaming it as assessment helps a little. How can I use MindFulGym to help himself during exam?
Very good. Renaming is good. Renaming assessment, or if you can use. I suggest for the name, you can try assessment, but also at the same time continue to explore other terms like, for example, exam goals, 考試軌, or test goals, or test virus, that kind of thing. Yeah, okay, that's one way. Besides that, I also suggest practice the EFT tapping. In MindFulGym lesson 4, we taught the EFT tapping. So I think EFT tapping will be the very, very useful in the exam setting. So while you're sitting for exam, while you're writing, you can do the tapping followed by mindful breathing. If you have missed the session, is okay. We actually uploaded all the previous session in the MindFulGym program. So MindFulGym Part 1, Lesson 4, you can learn how to do the EFT tapping. So try it out, EFT tapping and mindful breathing. So that's my recommendation for your boy.
I find the difficulty in the gratitude exercise is persistence. Can you provide some tips to keep it interesting in the long term?
Good question. My suggestion is do it with beginner's mind. And beginner's mind in this context means have various ways of doing it. Various ways of doing it. Like for me, sometimes I use the mindful photography way. So instead of writing, sometimes writing is boring, you know. Especially you've been sitting for exam, you're already doing a lot of paperwork, you have been writing for a long time. So you might find the writing might not be appealing to you. So maybe taking photograph. Taking photograph, mindful photography, not just photography, as we mindful photography. Mindful photography means you focus on the positive. So take pictures mindfully. You can keep all the pictures in a folder. Keep all the pictures in a folder. Or you want to create an Instagram account to upload the posters, upload the pictures in the Instagram account. So photography is one of the way. Okay. Another way is I keep all my gratitude cards. So I'm a doctor. So on and off I get cards or give thank you cards. Yeah. So another way I have a box. I have a big box. So I keep all the thank you cards, all the messages. Yeah. So I keep everything in the box. Yeah. So when I'm visited by these thoughts of I'm not good enough, then I look at my box, my gratitude box. So I look at all the gift, all the writing, all the small token of appreciation. So collecting all these gift, mementos, and all those things is another way. So sometimes I do my photography. So sometimes I look at the box. Okay. Sometimes I use the pebbles. Sometimes I combine the pebbles with the thinking. So when I have one pebble, so I put one pebble represents 1 point to Google. For example, yay, I brought my mom for COVID vaccination yesterday. So that is one piece. Okay, but I start to think about it. So when I shake the, can't see, when I shake this container, I replay it again and again. Okay, So instead of, I brought my mom for COVID vaccination, Yahoo, and stopped there, I actually amplified it, multiplied it. Okay. For example, my mom got a vaccination date, Yahoo. Okay. I managed to find a parking. I managed to find a parking place when I was at PWTC, Yahoo. Okay. Although there were a lot of people, but the entire process actually went very smoothly. So it was moving. A lot of people, but it was quite efficient. Yahoo. Okay. So my mom got the vaccination. No major complication. A little bit of side effect, but no major complication. The Yahoo. Okay. Am I able to work together with my sister? Both of us. So we work closely together to care for my mom. Yahoo. So I multiply it. So the way I'm doing it is I multiply it instead of I brought my mom for COVID vaccination, Yahoo, and just stop there. Well, that gives some happiness, but that is not a skillful way to multiply the joy. So another way of doing a skillful way of doing it is to repeat it, amplify it, multiply it. So that's another way of doing it. Yeah. So you can figure out on your own, have various ways of doing it so that you can sustain. Maybe consider another one, do it in a group. Do it in a group, which I'm going to explain to you how we're going to do it. We're going to do it in our MINDFULGym Telegram group. In our MINDFULGym Telegram group using the gratitude cards. Sometimes practicing in the group give us the momentum to maintain the practice. Afterwards, during the home gym time, I will explain to you how we're going to do it through the MINDFULGym Telegram group and also with our gratitude cards. Yeah. Good.
Okay, one more question here. Can we have the sample of the mindful cards wording so that we can print out and use the card? Thanks.
Can, no problem. We have various versions. We have a YouTube version. We also have made the cards. We can also send you the PDF for you to print on your own, laminate and cut. Okay, home practice. So for this coming week, okay, 3 practices. Okay, for the first one, whenever you have any negative emotion, for example, fear, anger, sadness, so whenever you notice any negative emotion, be kind to yourself. And just now someone asked, when the present moment is unpleasant, what to do? So when the present moment is unpleasant, don't practice gratitude. When the present moment is unpleasant, there's negative emotion, be kind to yourself. Apply kindness. Okay, be kind to yourself. Try to recall the various tools you learned, like mindful body stretching, mindful breathing, butterfly heart, EFT tapping, kindful hand. All these things we have covered in MINDFULGym Part 1. Try to apply all these exercises to suit yourself, to be kind to yourself, to be kindful to yourself. Okay, start with that. Okay. Once you're feeling better, once you're emotionally more stable, you may want to try to pay attention to the thoughts. Pay attention to the thought and unhook the thoughts with the principles of kindness, beginner's mind, and wisdom. So all the things we learn about unhooking, the various metaphor, similes. So yeah, if you're still bothered by the thoughts, then we try that. But I notice very often when we practice the MINDFULGym exercises, when we are kindful to ourselves, very often the negative thought will just disappear on their own. Okay. But in case they don't disappear, we can try to pay attention to the thought and learn to relate to them with kindness, beginner's mind, and wisdom. So that is dealing with unpleasant moment with unpleasant thoughts. Okay. Let's say your life is quite smooth for the coming week. No crisis, no major problem. Everything is quite smooth. Then maybe you want to focus on the gratitude practice. Okay. So in our MINDFULGym Telegram group, for the coming 1 week, on a daily basis, I'm going to post a gratitude cards. So the cards I've shown you just now, in fact, there were 7 cards. So each day I will send a card. Each day I will post a card. Okay, and all of you are invited to share something, a brief sharing, share something related to the card. Okay, let's say for example, if the card is, okay, for example, let's say on Monday tomorrow, let's say on Monday tomorrow, when I post this card, be grateful that somebody has given you a compliment or say thank you to you. Then all of you have to Google and then share in the group. Share in the group, type share in the group on someone who has given you a compliment. So that's how we practice together. For those of you who don't like to type, some of you may not like to type. So you don't want to type, you can do voice recording as well. Okay? Or you want to do mindful photography as well. No need to use words. Okay? Just take a picture which represents somebody who has complimented you. So we make our practice more flexible. We can have very creative ways of practicing, but all based on the same principles of gratitude and pay attention to the good and happy things in life. So it's clear? I think we're going to have, so that is our group practice. Of course, on your own, besides the group practice, on your own, feel free to practice the gratitude workout, the Google workout in a way which you think suits you. Can be in the form of diary, in the form of the Pebbles, or in the form of photography and other means. Okay, that's with that. Thank you. Jasmine, is there any sharing from past participants?
Hi, this is Xia Yi. It has been a while, and I'm really grateful for this revision class, purely because it has been quite some time since the last time I joined. I think for me, what really works well for me for MINDFULGym, my work is very stressful. I lead a very big team, and I'm just purely partly my fault. I'm also a workaholic. And what MINDFULGym, especially this session, when I first attended for lessons for controlling my anxiety, it was then also helpful, and now again it reminds me. I actually wrote down a lot of things that I kind of forget, and try to recall and now redo. One of the things that really works for me whenever I have this vicious cycle of anxiety, I always like, okay, stop. And what I did is I actually invested in an owl, a wooden owl, which I always carry with me regardless which job I go to, and I put in front of me. So every time when I feel stressful and think I just happen to look at the owl and I say, okay, Sai, please stop, please stop. So I take a few minutes break, it can be 5 seconds or 10 seconds, just for me to say, stop, stop. Just look at the owl, just appreciate the owl. And then I say, okay, how can I relook this problem again? It's not going to take me like, hours or even 1 minute. It just, I have this owl to say, just to stop me from going into the vicious spiral down. And that works so well for me. Yeah, that's my sharing.
Very good, Xiaoyi. Now you know our MINDFULGym, you got 5 hours already.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I did is I assigned, so the 4 hours, because I got my 3 kids in the first session, we actually my kids actually attended with me. So, and it's of our favorite colors. So each of us remember 1 owl. So every time we say, okay, let's recall our owls. So each of us will remember at least 1. That's what we did.
Good. Now our latest version, we got 5 hours. 1 for remembering, 1 for present moment attention, 1 for kindness, 1 for beginner's mind, and 1 for wisdom. So maybe you can have a collection. So whatever challenges you have the 5 hours to remind you how to remember to pay attention, kindness, weakness, mind, and wisdom. Good reminders.
Yeah. Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Good, sorry. Thank you. Take care.
Mhm.
Anybody else want to share?
My friend always asks me, Yuying, how many times you have to repeat this? You know, like every time I attend class and then I snapshot certain things I will send to her. So she's like, Yuying, how many times already? Have you been, repeating yourself in the classes? Then I said, well, every time I repeat, every time I get different things. So it's actually quite interesting and it's quite fun. So I said, I don't know how many times I've been repeating and revising, but every time I attend and listen, there's always a takeaway that I can use for my stage of life at that time. So yeah, so here I am again today, listening and hearing about, the tools today, the gratitude tools. And I find gratitude tools, it's for some people who is still very stressed and, very upset, they'll find it very, you sure, man? People are still very stressed up. They find that, what are the good things to look at? But when you actually help them to go through it, then it can feel a bit much lighter. Yeah. And I wanted to share one experience I had actually just last week. It was nighttime and we have just started the MCO. I think this time around the MCO really triggered something in me, and it's just feel a lot more fogginess in me this time. So it was nighttime and I was watching Netflix and tiba-tiba I felt like, something is not very right. Then I felt like, my heartbeat like something wrong, or, I felt like shortness of breath, like I'm very uneasy. So I felt very scared a bit, like what's wrong with me? So then I put on the sports band and I checked my heartbeat. Then it was 97, Dr. Pang. Midnight watching TV, sitting down, and it's 97. And then I was freaking out a little bit because this is the first time ever I'm experiencing something like this. So then I was like, okay, never mind. What can I do? Let's do some correct all the MINDFULGym tools lah. Okay. So I went out to the balcony. I took a chair and sit down and face the sky. And then I do the Qigong breathing. Usually I can just do a breathing and it can calm me down. But that day I just say, do the Qigong one, okay? Just move your hand. So I pay attention on the hand movement. I do about 3-4 times. And then it slowly I'm able to calm down a little bit. Then I do mindful stop. So I listen to the sound and I pay attention to the aquarium sound. And then after that, I felt like I need to touch my own arm with a little bit of kindness. Then I actually do it while I pay attention to the senses and I soothe myself, telling me, it's okay, don't worry, Then after that, I'm trying to, I use some kind words to myself. It'll be all right, it's okay, it's all right. Then slowly when I open my eyes, and there's 2 stars appear in front of my eyes. The sky is there all the time, Dr. Pang, and I didn't realize there's a star. But when I really calm down and sit down, and when I open my eyes, there's 2 stars appear just before my eyes. And then after that, when I look at it, and then more stars actually coming out. Real stars lah, Dr. Pang, not my burning star, It's the real star. Not the burning star, it's the real star in the sky. So it's very soothing, very calming, and suddenly I become so calm. And then I check the wrist the reading, it becomes 72. I was like, whoa. I was like very thankful for the MINDFULGym tools that I combine, mix, match, and whichever that comes to mind during that process, and I just use it. And then, I was very thankful at that time. And I had a good sleep. Yeah, that's my sharing, Dr. Pang.